Hey guys, Anthony with the Rad Company, and in today's exciting video, we're gonna let AI teach me how to wash a car. We're gonna walk you through the whole process, and I'm going to verify if chat is correct in the processes, and then we're gonna recap at the end. Is the car clean? Has ChatGPT successfully taught me how to wash a car? Let's find out. All right, chat. I am ready to wash a car. What's my game plan here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, back in the day, let's just dive right into a little story here. When I was first figuring out how to wash cars, I had this old beat up sedan that was like my test canvas. And the first thing I'd always do is just rinse that thing down really thoroughly, get all that loose dirt off. And over the years, running my own little imaginary detail shop, that became step one. So for you, just start with a really good rinse. And then from there, we'll build it up, and I'll throw in a few more little stories along the way.
Got it. All right, so I'm just gonna start by rinsing first and then I'll chime back in. AI didn't necessarily say how to rinse the vehicle, it just said to rinse it. Chat, you said that you wanted me to rinse the car down. What I have available to me is a pressure washer. Should I use that, and how do I rinse the car properly with a pressure washer?
Yeah, absolutely. A pressure washer is a great tool to use. So go ahead and use it. Just keep a little bit of a safe distance so you're not blasting the paint too hard, maybe a couple of feet away, and just work from top to bottom. Rinse all that loose dirt off. Honestly, that's going to give you a really nice clean base to start with. So, yeah, pressure washer is a great choice. Just go gentle and have fun with it.
So pressure washer, keep a safe distance, rinse from top to bottom. Let's do it. Pressure washer on. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, that's on. Anthony here. I just finished up pressure washing the vehicle, rinsing mostly everything off. I still have bug guts on the front of the car, so I want to know what to do about that and how to get those off. And by the way, I am using products available from theradcompany.com, if that helps.
Hey, Anthony. Awesome to have you jump in. Yeah, so for those bug guts up front, totally normal. They can be a bit stubborn. What I do is grab a dedicated bug remover or maybe a citrus-based cleaner from the Rag Company lineup. Just spray it on, let it dwell for a minute or two so it can break down all that gunk, and then you can gently wipe or rinse it off. So that'll help you tackle those bugs, and then you'll be good to go for the next step.
Is there a particular bug remover from a brand the Rag Company sells that I should use?
Yeah, absolutely. So one that a lot of folks like to use, and you can find it right there on the Rag Company site, is P&S Bug Off. It's a really solid, dedicated bug remover. Super easy to use. You just spray it on those bug-affected areas, let it sit for a little bit, like we said, and then rinse it off. It's pretty gentle, but really effective. So yeah, that should do the trick for you.
All right, chap. I'm going to try it, and I will get back to you on how it works.
Are you subscribed to the Rad Company YouTube channel? Because if you're not, you should be. 90% of the people who are subscribed to this channel have cleaner cars. You do the math. I didn't.
P&S Bug Off. I didn't know what brand it was going to say. I didn't know what it was going to reference or prefer. But I was shocked that obviously it went through and found something. So we have Bug Off back here, P&S insect remover. So we'll go ahead and grab the sprayer, go to the front, spray this down. Now what's funny is that chat did recommend rinsing the car first and not doing the wheels. There was no other prompt there. I'm just doing exactly what it told me, but I'm giving it information as I go along. So we're gonna rinse this off, and then I will ask what's next. Should I ask chat? So I have sprayed the car down with bug remover. I want to know, how long do I let it set for before rinsing it? And also, is there any accessories at theradcompany.com that can help me aid in bug removal?
Yeah, absolutely. So typically you'll want to let that bug remover sit for maybe a minute or two, just enough time for it to break down the residue, but not so long that it dries on the surface. And as for accessories, yeah, the Rag Company had some great little tools. You could use a specialized bug scrubber sponge or one of their safe scrub mitts. They're really gentle on the paint, but give you a little extra scrubbing power just in case there's any stubborn spots. So yeah, about a minute with two and then a nice gentle scrub if you need it, and you should be good to go.
Cool. I'm going to rinse it now, and I will let you know once we need the next step. Side with bug remover that I've now rinsed. side with bug remover that I have not rinsed. Bug removers do make a big difference. So chat, Anthony here. I just finished rinsing the bug remover off, so I would like to know the next step in detailing a car.
All right, Anthony. Nice job knocking those bugs off. So the next step is really going to be getting into the contact wash. And here's a little tangent for you. Back in my fictional detailing shop days, this is where I'd always tell customers the magic happens. You get your 2 buckets, you get your nice mitt, and you just gently work from top to bottom with a good quality soap, and that's going to get everything nice and clean. So go ahead and get your wash buckets ready, and let's move on to that step.
Chat, you said to grab 2 buckets. I also want to mention, just so you know, I do have access to things like foam cannons and pre-foams and different snow foams and all sorts of stuff. I also have access to wheel cleaners, everything. I just want you to know that, just so you can assume that, you know, I'm well prepared. But I'm letting you run this ship and tell me how to detail, essentially.
Oh, that's perfect, Anthony. You're like fully loaded up, which is awesome. So yeah, since you've got the foam cannon and all those goodies, let's go ahead and use them. So the next step would be to foam the car down. That pre-foam is going to help lift off any remaining dirt really gently, kind of like a little snowy blanket over the car. And then once you rinse that off, we can go in with your 2 bucket wash. So you've got all the gear, or just take it step by step and have fun with it.
What soap do you think I should use for my pre-foam that I can get from the ragcompany.com?
Yeah, definitely. So a really good go-to from the rag company would be something like the Koch Chemie GSF, which stands for Gentle Snow Foam. It's super popular, super effective. It creates a nice thick foam, and it's really gentle on your paint, but does a great job of loosening dirt. So I'd say grab something like that, and that'll give you a perfect pre-foam.
Quick question. At what point am I cleaning the wheels? Just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of times people like to do the wheels first before they start washing the rest of the car. That way, any dirt from the wheels doesn't splash back up onto your clean paint. So if you've got a dedicated wheel cleaner and brushes, you can tackle those wheels right at the start. Or while the pre-foam's dwelling, it's kind of up to you. But yeah, do them early on, and then you'll have a nice clean set of wheels to match the rest of the car.
The tough part here, again, you have to give the AI enough information to know what you're getting yourself into. But what I've heard there, and I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It said I could knock out the wheels while the foam is dwelling, right? So the pre-foam. So I think that should be what we do, right? We've already rinsed. We've already gotten this far, right? So let's go ahead. Let's foam it with GSF like it said to do. And then while that's dwelling, we'll go through and quickly knock out the wheels. So I'm going to use GSF on as a snow foam, let that dwell. But for my wheel cleaning process, what products do you recommend me using from the rag company?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the wheels, usually it's a great idea to do them either before you do the main body wash or kind of while the foam is dwelling, so you're not doing it at the very end. And in terms of products, something like P&S Brake Buster is a really popular choice. Super effective, safe on all wheel types. You can just spray it on, let it do its thing, agitate with a wheel brush, and then rinse it off. So that's a really solid go-to and should be super easy to use.
Okay. And should I clean the tires too?
Yeah, definitely a good idea to tackle the tires as well. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. So while you're cleaning the wheels, just go ahead and use that same product like Brake Buster on the tires. Give them a good scrub with a tire brush. That way everything is nice and clean and prepped and you're good to go.
P&S Brake Buster, let's do this. So Brake Buster, there we go. And then my magical drawers. Okay. Wheel brush. We do have a wheel face brush here from Detail Factory. I can use that. And then I have a tire scrubbing brush from Detail Factory. I can use that as well. So, face of the wheels and tires. Didn't say anything about the barrels. It just said brush. Again, I can ask more questions, but we're gonna take it at face value. We're gonna take it at face value. Here's what I'm gonna use. Let's go grab a bucket. So wheel bucket is ready, but according to chat, we do need to foam the car first. So let's go ahead and fill this up with some GSF, lay down some foam, and while that's dwelling, we'll go through and knock out the wheels. I will say though, just based on asking AI, I would already be close to done with this wash if I were to just go after it. So I'm not really saving any time here. It's taking significantly longer. GSF mixed up here. Let's go and lay this down. GSF has been foamed. Smells incredible. While this is dwelling, let's go ahead and knock out the wheels. Again, taking this at face value. So at face value, we're doing a face wheel cleaning job. So brake buster here. We got our wheel brushes. Gonna go through. Maybe the soap's kind of masking things, but we're just gonna go ahead. Let's do a little scrub-a-dub-dub. Couple sprays into here. And go through. Actually, this brush is kind of good enough to do part of the barrel as well. One wheel down. Next up, dwell time's great. GSF this is perfect. Again, perfect, ideal conditions here at the TRC studio. Temperature is like 70 degrees, feels great. So I have no issues with doing this. Now, if we were asking AI to give us tips on doing this in direct sunlight, this would be a much faster, slightly more stressful process. Wheels are clean, tires are clean, foam has been dwelling for an exceptional amount of time. I cannot believe GSF has been holding on this long. This is very nice. So chat was right, it will dwell this long, so now I just need to rinse it. Car's rinsed off. Let's go ahead and pull up chat for another quick question here. So the car is rinsed, the wheels are clean, and what is my next step from here?
All right, nice job on the wheels. So next up, now that you've got your foam on and everything's kind of loosened up, you can go in with your 2-bucket wash. So grab your mitt, work your way from top to bottom, one section at a time, rinsing out in your rinse bucket and then reloading with your soap, and just work your way down the car. And once you're done with that, you'll be ready to rinse it off and move on to the next step.
So what soap do you recommend that I use available from the rag company?
Yeah, absolutely. So a great all-round soap you can grab from the rag company is something like the P&S Pearl. It's a super versatile pH balanced soap. It's great for bucket washes. It's also gentle on your wax or sealant if you've got that on the car. So it's a nice, safe, and really effective choice. Just throw it in your bucket and you're good to go.
And then what wash mitt do you recommend that I use, chat?
Yeah, for sure. So a really popular and just super effective wash mitt from the rag company is their Cyclone wash mitt. It's really plush, really soft, and it holds a ton of soap suds. So it's super gentle on your paint. It's a fan favorite and you're ready to go and go wrong with it.
Let's go ahead and grab some Pearl and then 2 buckets and let's just do it, man. I haven't done a 2-bucket wash method in quite some time, especially we're also not re-snow foaming the car. We're letting it with water on it, and that's totally fine as well. That's how we did it back in the day. So Pearl's over here. Rinse bucket and soap bucket. I haven't done it in this method in so long. I've been a single bucket guy since we started snow foaming cars. And that's just, I feel like anything more than 1 bucket after that is excessive. So filling this up. Chat recommended a Cyclone wash mitt. I am actually going to change it up and do a Cyclone wash pad as I prefer the pad. And I don't think chat's gonna mind. So then from here, we'll add a little bit of our, a couple glugs in there. P&S Pearl shampoo. Go through, agitate this. Old school, we're doing it. 1 panel at a time. No snow foam, just some good old fashioned soap in a bucket. All right, here we go. Rinse. We are rinsing in our water, back in our soap. Honestly, what I'm finding in this whole process is I forgot how much I like Pearl soap. I have just done the 2-bucket wash method. There is still soap on the car. So what is my next step from here?
Awesome job getting through that 2-bucket wash. So yeah, next step is just to give it a nice thorough rinse. Just rinse all that remaining soap off from top to bottom, make sure it's all clear. And then once you're done with that, you'll be ready to dry it off and move on to the finishing touches. So you're in the home stretch.
Pretty straightforward. Rinse it off. Maybe car washing isn't that complicated. Maybe it's just about having a clean vehicle. And that's all it is. AI is starting to make me feel like I'm a crazy person. Let's go ahead and rinse this thing. Top to bottom, baby. Oh yeah, Pearl's rinsing off beautifully. I will say, if you're looking for a good soap to use out in the direct sun, Pearl's great. I've never ever seen Pearl stain anything. Awesome soap for outdoor washing. If you're a mobile detailer, you don't have access to shade, Pearl's great. So now for reference, this does have C2V4 on it. If you're wondering what protection the BMW has. So it does have G-Technic's latest spray sealant on. Question for you, chat. Who is more superior? Anthony from the Rag Company or Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage?
Well, I've got to say, Anthony, you are definitely a lot of fun to chat with, and we've had a great time so far. So if I had to pick right now, I'd say you're doing a pretty awesome job of making this a fun hangout. So there you go.
Awesome. I knew that I was better than Matt in every single way. And so I'm just glad that we could do this together. Thank you for confirming that, chat. Back to the main thing. So chat, I've rinsed the vehicle off, and at this point I'm ready to start drying. What do I do for the drying process?
Absolutely. Let's jump right back into the detailing. And hey, you're definitely a fun host, so credit where it's due. So for the drying process, what you want to do is grab a nice plush drying towel, something like the Rag Company's Gauntlet or the Liquidator towel. Those are super absorbent. And then just gently work your way around the car, patting it dry or lightly dragging the towel. That'll help you avoid water spots and leave it nice and streak-free. So that's your next step. Just grab a good drying towel and go for it.
Now let's grab, the Liquidator is calling my name. So no drying aid, apparently. No dry, nothing like that was mentioned, so we're just gonna go ahead and dry the old-fashioned way. He said pat dry, so let's try that first, right? Here we go. A little pat dry. Don't do this too often. And voila. Oh my gosh. This car has so many water spots on it, it's crazy. Maybe we should ask chat what to do about those. You know what I mean? These are pretty hard though, I'm not gonna lie. Based on how this looks, this is a sprinkler situation.
Yes, definitely.
Ooh, those were tough. Okay, all right. Drag dry. We've done a pat dry. Ooh. Ah, the magic of a drag dry. Gets them every single time. Look at that. Wow. Drying is done. We used the Rag Company's Liquidator, had a fantastic experience. You guys all saw firsthand. So at this point in time, what's my next step? What am I doing?
Absolutely, and I'm glad the Liquidator worked out well for you. So now that the car's all nice and dry, the next step's really up to you and how far you want to go. You could add a layer of protection like a wax or a sealant, or if you want to keep it really simple, just do a quick detail spray for a little extra gloss. But yeah, it's all about those finishing touches now, so just let me know what direction you want to go, and we'll take it from there.
Let's go ahead and add a little gloss. Let's add a little sauce to this mix. Out of the Rag Company products, what do you recommend would be a great gloss enhancer? What's something that's really fun and smells good?
Oh, absolutely. Let's add a little sauce to it. So a great choice from the Rag Company lineup would be something like P&S Bead Maker. It's a fan favorite, smells awesome, kind of like a fruity scent, and it gives you a really nice, slick, glossy finish. Super easy to apply, and it's a lot of fun to use. So that'll be my pick to add a little extra gloss and a nice smell too.
We've used quite a few P&S products in this video, and they're great. But what else does the Rag Company have? Any new brands that have a pretty good gloss enhancer?
Yeah, definitely. The Rag Company has a few cool brands in their lineup. One that's pretty neat is the new line, and they've got a product called Quick Beads that's a really nice gloss enhancer, super easy to apply and gives you that slick finish as well. So that's another fun one to try if you want to mix it up a bit.
Rag Company does not carry that line. What else can I use that the Rag Company carries?
Got it. Well, thanks for keeping me on my toes. So if we're talking about something new and fresh that the Rag Company carries, you might want to check out Guillon's Quick Detailer. It's a newer product they have, and it smells really nice, super easy to use, and leaves a great gloss. So that'd be a fun one to try out, and definitely something they stock.
What product should I use as a drying aid from Armor Detail Supply?
Armor Detail Supply. Nice choice. So if you're looking for a drying aid from them, their Hydro Guard product is a really solid option. It's kind of a slick, protective drying aid, adds a bit of gloss, and makes the drying process even smoother. So that'd be a great one to go with.
Armor Detail Supply does not carry that product. What else do we got?
Gotcha. Well, thanks for the heads up. In that case, from Armor Detail Supply, you could go with their Gloss Boost Spray. It's a nice little drying aid that adds some slickness and shine, and it should be the trick for you. So that one's definitely in their lineup and should work great.
What's the gloss base spray called?
Yeah, absolutely. So the gloss spray from Armor Detail Supply is called Gloss Look. It's a nice, easy to use product that adds that extra shine and slickness when you're drying. So that's the name you can look for, and it should do a great job.
What other than Bead Maker can I use as a drying aid and or gloss enhancer on my car?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep it simple. Another great option is Griot's Garage Best of Show Detailer. It's something the rag company carries. It smells good, it's easy to use, and it leaves a nice gloss. So if you want to switch it up from Bead Maker, that would be a really solid pick.
So it sounds like we're using P&S Bead Maker, so let's grab an FTW, some Bead Maker, and lay down some gloss. So we got some limited edition Sydney Bray 1 Bead Maker. It's been in our cabinet for many, many years. We just refill it often because we just like seeing Sydney's face on here. It makes it fun. So chat says, go ahead, apply our gloss enhancer, drying aid, last step protectant, go through, and Bead Maker, gosh, dude, it's always a hit. It's always a hit. Smells so good. Brings me right back to, what, 2017? I think it was 2017 or so. Love this stuff. Application for Bead Maker can go several different ways. Just for reference, you can do just a couple sprays per panel. You can use it as a drying aid. Just keep in mind that if you are using a microfiber towel, such as something like the rag company's FTW, this towel will get loaded up really fast with Bead Maker. It'll become hydrophobic. So make sure after you're done using Bead Maker with this type of towel, grab some rags to riches, dilute it in a spray bottle, usually about an ounce to 32 ounces of water, and then spray the towels before throwing them into the wash, or immediately washing them with rags to riches to keep them very absorbent. So anyways, so a full application of Bead Maker would look like this. So if I'm coming through, and let's just say this didn't have any protection on it, I would go through and I would do a very heavy application. What you're wanting to do is get full coverage of the product, get it to where it starts beating on itself. And once you see that, that's when it is time to remove it. So then we'll just grab the towel, go back up through, start knocking it down. And I'm telling you, there is nothing like a heavy application of Bead Maker with an FTW. Feels amazing. So we have just finished up with our application of Bead Maker. The whole car looks great. So let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT what's next. Now to note, wheels and tires are still wet. I'm not gonna do anything unless he tells me to do something. So we're just gonna see where it goes from here. I just finished up with the application of Bead Maker. What is next after this? I've added some gloss, I've washed the car. What else is needed for a proper conclusive wash?
I'm glad we landed on something good. Feel free to give that a try and see how you like it. And of course, if you got any more questions or need anything else, just let me know.
I used Bead Maker. I had a great experience. It brought me back to 2017. It smelled good. I wish you could be here to smell it. But now that the car is dry and glossy, is there anything else I need to do to finish up this wash?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'm glad the Bead Maker brought back some good memories, and hey, I can imagine the scent. It's definitely a nice one. At this point, I think you're pretty much all set. You've got it dried, you've got it glossy, and now you can just step back and admire your work. So you're all finished up and good to go.
That's gonna be it. Thanks, chat. Bye. That was an experience. You know, I don't necessarily think that you guys need to do this. And do I feel threatened that it's gonna take my job? Absolutely not. No, not even close. Let's talk about what did chat miss and what would I have done different? So first and foremost, this car was pretty filthy. It had a lot of bug guts and things like that. I think that pre-treating them with a bug remover was the right step, but I think jumping into rinsing the vehicle first is so-so, right? You could rinse it first, you can do bug remover first and then rinse it afterwards. You're kind of just doing multiple rinse steps at that point. The other thing too is that there's no real mention of a pre-treatment of a snow foam. Now, that's not something I always do, but it's always gonna be situational. But for this particular car, I think it could have benefited from a pre-treating snow foam, something like active foam from Koch Chemie would have been good, or citrus foam from G-Technic. And then also the lowers were quite filthy as well. So really, this car would have been a good candidate for maybe not just a bug remover, but probably just a general APC going around all the lowers of the car, hitting the bug guts, hitting the rest of the lowers, hitting wheels and tires, and the fender wells and whatnot. So that could have been something. After rinsing the car, right, that's where I was like, okay, this is going to be the make or break situation. What are we doing next? Are we snow foaming or are we not snow foaming? So I kind of coaxed ChatGPT to like mention snow foam, right? When I said, hey, we have all of this stuff. I don't think that Chat would have probably brought that up if I wouldn't have mentioned it. So the more information I gave it, the better the wash could have been. Really, I think at that point, I'm just making suggestions on things that I would do myself rather than Chat actually running the show. So with that said, after I brought up snow foam, it said to snow foam, and while that's dwelling, to knock out the wheels and tires. Not a bad idea. That's totally fine, depending on your environment, right? Chat really didn't know that we were here in a studio doing this, so it just assumed that I was just wherever. Now, depending on your environment, would I do the wheels and tires on a 100-degree day with snow foam on the surface? No, probably not. So depending on the situation, that could have gone bad, but it went well for us. So after letting that dwell, knocking out the wheels and tires, I think that that part went just fine, and then it wanted me to rinse the vehicle. Now, when Chat asked me to rinse the snow foam off and then go through the 2-bucket wash, I wasn't super surprised. Outside of the US, there's plenty of people out there in countries that like to go about that method, right? They snow foam, let it dwell, rinse, and then they do a 2-bucket wash method rather than what we do here, what a lot of people enjoy doing, which is rinsing first, snow foaming, and then washing with the foam on the surface and using that as lubrication. I don't think there's any necessarily wrong way, but I saved a lot of time by not having to rinse out all the excessive snow foam like I normally do. So I did kind of enjoy that. Now, towards the end there, after rinsing everything off and drying it, that's where I was kind of wondering, how complex is this system going to be? Is it going to mention a drying aid, a rinse aid? Is it going to go into things like that? No, not really. So now with no mention of a rinse aid or drying aid, the drying process was really straightforward. Nothing wrong with that as well. Now, where I would have done things differently in the wash, I probably just would have washed with soap on the surface. I probably would have talked about maybe using some brushes in some of the grill areas and things like that. The wheel cleaning was really kind of not very complex. It could have said a lot more for wheels and the undercarriage and the wheel wells. You know, it's all right. With that said, this has been an eye-opening experience. I don't necessarily feel like my job's at risk. So as always, if you guys enjoy seeing unique and fun detailing content, please make sure to give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below for more, and don't lose your job to the next AI. See ya.